On March 15th, 2015, during a Catholic church service in Lahore, Pakistan, an armed gunman strapped with explosives ran to the entrance of and was firing at the gate. Akash Bashir, a volunteer guard, stopped him, tackled him, and hugging him on the ground was blah, 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 and hugged him tightly while the explosive went off, killing them both instantly. 15 were killed between two suicide bombings these days, but the numbers would have been far worse were it not for Bashir's bravery and dedication. This is one of many horrific stories about how religious minorities in Pakistan are attacked and many times murdered because of their beliefs. About a month ago, I read an article. Look at that, I don't like that. I want to talk about these attacks, why they are happening, and how the government is allowing them to happen. And what are some of the results of these attacks on the religious minority groups in Pakistan? First, why are these attacks happening? Pakistan is a primarily Islamic nation, with 96% of its population being Muslim, or a part of the Islamic faith. That leaves a 4% minority group of Christians, Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, some LDS, some Latter-day Saints, and other religions. These minority religions are the main groups who are being attacked and targeted in Pakistan. These terrorist attacks are saying they are doing it in the name of their god, Allah, and that they are, quote, cleansing and purifying Pakistan, trying to make it a 100% Islamic nation. They believe that these attacks on the non-Muslim people will give them favor in the sight of their god Allah and help them to get into heaven. Next, why is the government allowing this to happen? Pakistan technically has similar religious freedom laws in its constitution as we do. Their constitution gives them the right to freely worship how they want and where they want, and to run their religion how they please. But in 1860, under General Zai's rule, there was a new series of laws that are called the blasphemy laws, and it says that anyone who speaks against or is openly against the Islamic religion can be punished, and even as severe as the death sentence. And because of this, any religion that is not, any person who's not part of the Islamic religion became a target, and they pretty much became open game to attack and to blame for other terrorist attacks, and it just got pretty bad for the minority groups after that, because the government was not required to punish anyone after that. If a Islamic man decided to go and burn down a Christian's house, the government didn't have to search for that man. They didn't have to press charges. They didn't have to do an investigation or anything like that, because it's all under the blasphemy laws. And finally, there are some really big consequences that have resulted from these minority attacks. Between 2012 and 2013, there were over 200 attacks on minority religious groups, and there were 1,800 casualties. And that's actually one of the highest rates in the world. Women have been abused, beaten, raped, kidnapped, and then some of them are forced to convert to the Islamic religion under a death threat. And same thing with the men. They've been beaten and abused and forced to convert with a death threat over their heads. If they do not convert and they do survive these attacks, then they do have a death penalty and a death sentence on their heads from the government. And they actually, many of them, flee from Pakistan and they go to India or neighboring countries. But if they don't have their citizenship there, then they are actually treated pretty badly by the police there, but most of them see it as better treatment than what they received in Pakistan. And the attacks on minority religions are getting more serious and frequent because of the lack of legal consequences for these deadly actions. The minority religions are dwindling because of the murders, forced conversions, and from those fleeing the country to escape religious intolerance and the terrible treatment that they received in Pakistan.